To go back through history, we all know that Rothschild wears the Ring of Solomon, right? But how does that pertain to the electronic system of planet Earth? And I'm about to explain that to you in detail. So this is where we were when I first started. Okay, so you have the backside system. Okay, this would be the backside system, and then you had the front side system. This is control and command. Okay, and that has several subsectors. Okay, or level 9. Okay, this would have been control and command, level 9, on the front system. Okay, and I know if you've followed alternative media quite a bit, then you'll understand what this means when I say this was, because it doesn't exist anymore, the black screen. Remember, everybody kept talking about the black screen and how the black screen was going to release the RV and all of these things were going to happen? Well, that was control and command for the entire front side system. And I'll explain to you in detail what that is. This was control and command over the backside system. Okay, so this would have been your omega, and this would have been your alpha. We've all heard people talking in the RV circles about the Alpha Omega Trust. This is what they're talking about. Now, in the past, Rothschild never was a level 9. They would have been a level 8. And if you go to Speak Project, you can the website, you can actually see a picture of the blue ring, which signifies the blue dragon, which talks about Rothschild, which has clearly the 888 on the side of the ring. Okay, along with the dragons, which are symbolic of the Draco. So the Draco would have been a 9. They would have been an 8. So let me simplify the backside system now that we understand control and how it all works, right? Lost my oh, there we go. Okay. So there are many levels of coding in the world. And the front side systems, all systems, have over 13 levels of coding. The backside system has several layers of coding as well. And let me explain to you what they mean. Okay, 7, 3, sorry, apologies. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you were to go into the backside system, here's what you would see. Now, everything is controlled by control and command, which has many other subsectors, but we're going to start with how the control of the world happened. Okay, so level 1 is what you would call screen 1. So if you were actually having access codes to the backside system, which is one code in itself, okay, that is one code to enter into this system, and still you were only permitted to see certain sections of the system. You were never permitted to see control and command. You were only permitted to see things that were financial, okay? Now on screen 1, if you were to open the back system, what you would see is the name of the account, and you would actually see the amount on deposit, and if there is a bank associated with the account, you would see that bank name, okay? This unto itself is completely and totally useless. You would also see an account number. And I'll tell you why, because it's just numbers on a screen. You definitely need to have allocation numbers. You need to have a history of funds. You need to have a history of why those funds were actually issued, okay? And we'll get to that in another level. So levels of control, okay? Screen number 2, a signatory for that account. So on this screen now, on every single account that's in the back system, you'll see my passport, the date of my position, and all my information is in there for anybody who wants to know. So before, in the past, you would never have seen a family member, a Dragon family member, or anyone else on this screen, okay? You would have always seen one of these people. You would have never seen any of the Rothschilds in here. You would have never seen any of the uh, Black Sun people in here. No one, even the controllers of what we thought were controllers over the Black Eagle Trust, the Mr. Cottrells out there, all of these people would have never been seen in this section. You may have seen their name in this section, but again, without access to screen 3, you got nothing. Okay? Screen 3 right here is what translates money from the backside system to the front side system. This gives you your history of funds and any other information, allocation numbers, quotas, which are projects, okay, what existed on screen 3. So that is what makes money real. So all these people that are talking about making a quantum system, you still have to connect to the backside system, and you still have to give an allocation number. It doesn't matter if it's cryptocurrency or it's anything else that is going to actually be supported by a government or a head of state. You have to have this information. Without this information, taking money out of the system, and this is for other people that might be listening, your Prometheus system, your Westland New Zealand system, your system in Norway, your system in Russia will never, ever function without all of this information, and it can only be given by the backside system. Okay, moving on. Screen 4 is indexing algorithms. It's not shown to the average everyday person logging in. Now, this talks about one single code. Okay, we're only talking about an access code, and a drawing right is what used to be issued, okay, to the family members. So they would have never had access to how is the money generated, how are the assets placed, what assets coordinate with what type of funding, okay? And this is every currency in the world, including RMB, okay? All of them are listed here, all their indexing is right here, and screen 5 would have been your transfer screen. Okay, so you would have logged in here, you would have entered your access code, your drawing right, and then all this information would have automatically been downloaded to either a level 6 or a level 3 institution. And I'll explain to you what those are. So level 6 here, this screen 6, okay, it used to be where all of the Fed bankers, okay, so if you work for the Federal Reserve anywhere in the world, it is not just a U.S. problem, it is a global issue. You would have had your PIN code and everything registered right here in the backside system, which would have then coordinated with the front side system. This section right here is no longer doing that. What it's doing now is it's actually an outgoing transfer screen. So it issues all of the Fed banker codes. Okay, here we go with codes again, okay? So you had one code to get in, and then you had your Fed banker codes for clearing in the front side system. This is what allowed you to function as a Federal Reserve banker, whether you're in Hong Kong, China, or anywhere else. This is where you would sit, okay? Next, level 7. What is a level 7? If you've been around in these circles for a while, you would have heard a lot of the family members complaining they need a level 7 banker, okay? Now, level 7s would also have a coding system as well, another code, okay? Now, this section only has in it anymore what I put in there, and it's the same thing with level 6, okay? All the people that were in there before are gone. This is what I was trying to explain to everyone. All of the level 7 bankers, you would have seen the Wangs, you would have seen the Woos in here, you would have seen Rothschild, some of the names in Rothschild. You would have seen some Rockefeller people in here. You would have seen the Clintons in this section. You would have seen a number of people that would have had level 7 banker or family codes, okay? Level 8 would have been the BIS or Rothschild clearing codes, okay? Right now, this section is completely and totally empty unless I enter a code in there that is transaction specific, okay? Then you have control and command on the backside system. What does control and command consist of? Section number 1, and I'm going to take this off here. Section number 1 in control and command is the financial system, all financial platforms, both front and back. Okay. Control and command, that's 9. Section number 2 is control and command of intelligence and military systems. Section number 3, telecommunications. So this is access codes to the base platforms of the world, okay? Plus, it also has several subsectors in here that control different aspects of different things, okay? 4, internet and indexing. All banking indexing systems would be connected in here and also into here. Okay. All right, so let's discuss the next couple sections. So all internet, okay? Every internet node on the planet is connected to control and command in the backside system. The base platform for every internet program exists there. So when you're going to build a new Google, or you're going to build a Safari, or you're going to build a new internet node, or you're going to build anything, it all has to have the base system in order to function, because that's what ties it all together, okay? So telecommunications, AT&T, Spectrum, cable companies, T-Mobile, all of these companies exist on this base platform right here, okay? Stargate. This is very interesting. For those of you that understand a little bit more than others, you would have understood that we had connection and gates that led us to other places. This is the connection to open and close stargates as it relates to this subsector in this galaxy. Okay? StarNet allows for us to have holographic and communications to other places. It also allows for certain aspects of communications here. It would have also at one point in time been connected to the Gatekeeper program, which we'll go over with you when we hit the front side system. And all of those things are no longer active, okay? So right now these are dormant. I can still use StarNet to make phone calls other places. And there are sometimes it's requested for others to make communications, such as the meeting we discussed, where we talked about the Space Force having a meeting in town here not that long ago. They had to, they were requested to open this up for a time being so they could have a communication with some of the higher ups as it relates to them. Okay. Next, brainwave and MK Ultra technology. Okay. So, that. Okay, so the system at one point in time, now this has not been functioning since February of 2016. It's one of the original things I shut off. This would actually intercept your thought process. So it uses the life source energy to have a direct communication to the neurological system in your brain, so to speak, and it could change your thought patterns, your thought processes. It could make you a serial killer when yesterday you weren't. It could give you all these kinds of thoughts of anything it wanted to implant into head, either a single person or in mass. Okay, that does not work anymore.